Hi, I'm Static Scum, one of the hosts of the Gay Programming Podcast, and I'm sure you're fully aware of this, but this episode is 1 week late, and I'm very sorry for that. I basically just decided to take a break for the new year, enjoy it. I had family coming into town, and there's also a lot of other life stuff that I'm not going to bore you with, but a lot of new stuff's happening in my life, and I decided just to take 2 weeks off and just figure out where I'm going. New episodes of the Gay Programming Podcast are going to be out every other Sunday starting from this date. So without further ado, enjoy the new episode of Gay Programming. Thank you so much.
What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
Turn the friggin' frogs gay!
Do the break, do the break.
What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby.
Straight white's not allowed.
A man's anus is licked like this, like ice cream.
They got stuff that'll whack your brain permanently.
And then they eat the poo-poo.
I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny!
I'm doing okay. Everyone the real is gonna run my way. High definition like a Blu-ray. Bitch, I'm a monster, call me Kanye. Now break it to the left, do the break, hey. Now break it to the right, do the break, hey. Now break it to the front, do the break, hey.
Hello and welcome to the Gay Programming Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Static Scum, big boy dick flinging around, and this is my beautiful boyfriend / co-host, Merlin Kirby. Angsty Vegan, aka also known on the streets Mad Killer of cis people. The Genghis Khan of the streets of gay men.
I didn't get sent to that one.
So, we are here today to have a special episode, a very sensual episode.
Don't do that.
Yeah, we are. I'm doing that because this is the episode about sex. I've never had sex, honestly. I'm a virgin, actually.
And I'm 7'6".
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're really fucking tall.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I can barely see you. The only thing I can see is just your big floppy dick that sits right in front of me because you're so big you can't afford pants. Can't find them at the JC Panty. Yeah, so, I just want to do an episode about sex because, I just want to know more about it because I'm really scared about my first time and it's coming up real soon and I just want to build up as much information. So what's your relationship to sex, Merlin? Are you also a virgin like myself?
No.
Oh, wow. How many times have you how many times?
How many?
Dante.
How many dicks have you sucked?
A lot.
Oh.
But not like a lot, but like a lot.
Yeah. What was the first time you lost your virginity?
Well, first of all, virginity is a social construct that does not exist.
Okay, we get it. You're a social justice warrior.
Before we say anything, it'll probably be in the description, but 18 plus, we are grown adult people. I will feel
I'm not. I'm like 14. Dude.
You're not. I will feel really weird.
He won't let me see my parents. I have not seen my parents in like 7 years.
Anyway, yeah, so please don't. If you're a child, I will feel weird if you listen to this. Thanks. I had sex for the first time, like, officially when I was 14. How about you?
Oh, gross. Ew. Again, I told you I'm a virgin.
Are you sticking with
the
this
first
bit?
time I ever had sex, damn, I don't even fucking know. I barely remember what happened yesterday, let alone like whatever years happened before the first time I had sex. Probably like back in like 1760 when I was born.
Yeah.
When I was playing with my can down the road.
Uh-huh.
We didn't have DSs back then. But yeah, I don't know. The first time I lost my virginity, I must have been like probably around your age, maybe even a little bit younger.
My age now or my age when I did?
No, 14. You fucker.
Okay.
No, today. I lost my virginity today.
Well, I didn't know if you meant, my current age.
No, unfortunately, I wish I hadn't had sex until I was like 20.
Yeah, me too.
I wish I was like still a virgin. Honestly, I joke about that, but I still wish because my early introductions of sex were not at all healthy or the right appropriate context.
Yeah.
The very first time I had sex was kind of okay. It was like at Boy Scouts, not between the counselor or anything like that, but with one of the other boys there, and you know, like we just kissed, and you know, he showed me his like, oh, check this out. And, you know, I'm like, check this out. And, you know, I'm like, you know, very awkward. Not,
Right.
you know, I would barely even call it sex, honestly. Just kind of like a curious interaction between two people of young, but yeah, but definitely like a lot of the shit after, especially when I got onto Grindr, which is the worst social media platform imaginable.
I wouldn't even call it social media, but it's just the worst.
Well, that's
yeah.
what they call themselves. They're a social media platform, even though it's like literally just Craigslist now.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know, when you're young, and especially when you're gay, there's just this like, there's a lot of like confusion in it, and because especially like thankfully now it's kind of getting to the point where a lot of people are talking about their experience, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Oh no! But a lot of people are talking about it, so there's a lot more information out there. But for a long time, especially when I was young, and it was even worse before, even in my family, which I was like a gay family, like there was really not a lot of safe sex talk.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think it just comes right down to it. No matter if you're gay parents or straight parents or cis or whatever, it's very uncomfortable talking to your kids about sex. I don't think it should be, but a lot of people are still stuck in that like Protestant, like, you know, mind frame of just like, I changed your diapers and now I'm telling you like, here's a condom, like let's sit. It just makes them a lot of uncomfortable. And it's even worse, especially with gay kids, that, like, if you fuck up being gay, gay sex, sometimes the fucking consequences are really fucking horrendous. If you're a young kid who's 16, but says on Grindr, yes, I'm 18 or whatever, and then gets on Grindr, and then, oh, bam, weird, creepy 40-year-old married man is now doing stuff with your kid because you wouldn't talk to them like adults.
Yeah. Sex is weird for me because, unfortunately, I was dating a cis person.
Ew, everyone in the audience, boo Merlin.
It was just so bad. It was such a weird.
Like, so when was this? Like, when
was I dating him?
Yeah, like age way, like.
Age is 14 to right before my 18th birthday.
So is this your first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He would just do a lot of dumb shit. Like
grab them titties.
Yes, actually, like reach under my binder and grab my tits without asking or any kind of prior consent. And I was kind of like, how the fuck do I handle that?
Say no.
Yeah, but when you're like 14 and you're fucking desperate for validation and you're like, oh, if I show any kind of confrontation or conflict, I'll never be loved again.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of... I mean, I had the same problems, and it was in situations that were, you know, because, like, how old was he?
Huh?
How old was the guy?
Oh, well, that one, he was literally, like, a year older than me.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
He was being a 15-year-old cis kid who's like, I am now finally about to grab tits. Did you ever tell him at this point or that you were trans?
That's what I was leading up to, yeah.
Okay.
So, funny, weird pattern. I'm not accusing him of anything. So he, not a virgin, and also, I'm pretty sure the only partners he had before me, also trans guys.
Mm-hmm.
And was very out as bi, and...
Was he an LGB?
He was an LGB. So he definitely knew I was trans, and he used the correct name and pronouns and everything around, like, our friends and I, but one would do dumb shit like that, and also got really weird around me when I started testosterone. probably partially because my voice is now much deeper than his was.
It was too deep.
But also, like, this is not really sexual, but, and I've told you about this, but I think a lot about how in front of family members and, like, even people online, even though he was out as bi, he'd be like, oh, this is my girlfriend, and then dead name me, and then, like, just because he didn't want to, like, I don't know.
So he would just be doing that, like, in front of your family?
In front of his family.
In front of his family, and, like...
Who he was out to already, though, and people online. Like, I remember he'd refer to me as his girlfriend.
But would he say your real name, Merlin, like, after, or would he always refer to you as your dead name?
Pretty much always my dead name, unless I was around. Which was always very strange, because, like, on Twitter, he'd literally, like, reblog, like, fucking hentai gay photos, which is a big fucking red flag. But he'd, like, do
What are you
that.
talking about? Why would that be? That sounds cool. Do you have a link to their page? Can I just want to see, you know, just because it sounds fucked up, dude.
Yeah, no, so he'd do that and just be very obviously into men, and then with me be like, nope, this is my female woman girlfriend, and I was just kind of like, hey, what the fuck? And he was just, that attitude kind of carried over sexually, I think, which is the point I was making with all of this. So, yeah, I did that for 4 years, and then started sleeping with other people.
While you were dating?
No, after we broke up. No, he was the one who started sleeping with other people while we were dating, and that's why we broke up.
Dude, savage. That's so bougie.
Oh, it was something. No. Circling back to Grindr.
Unfortunately. We can do it if you want. I was just hoping we would just move on from that, but we can go back.
Well, I feel like I wanted to really share, like, on Grindr, the chances of finding a normal fucking person.
Everyone on Grindr is there to fuck. No one is there to have... It's either they're there to fuck or they're either there to troll. It's one of the two.
Well, like, yeah, and that's fine, but, like, I feel like everyone, even when they're just there to fuck, they're always, at least in my experience, like, very rarely did I ever converse with someone who was like, yep, I don't have any problematic ideas about any of this. I am just simply horny. Everyone I met was either like, I'm an old man who's got some really fucking weird fetish for trans people because I just view them weirdly. Or it was gays who were like, you're not actually gay, you have vagina, and gay men like penis, and you don't have penis, fuck you, get out of here, and you're just like, oh, okay, right. So, that was just my experience on Grindr. It was just flipping between those two extremes.
My experience from Grindr has just led me to believe, I have no statistics on this, I'm sure it's not out there, but I do believe that 80% of Grindr has to be married men who are cheating on their breeder wives. It's just, that's like everyone who's on there is to have an affair with an 18-year-old who's dressed in a Marilyn Monroe costume they got from Party City or something. It's very predatory. Pretty easy to fuck with a kid who's eagerly willing to go into the car, you know, for instance, because they're horny and kind of misled and not fully realizing, like, oh, this guy's a fucking weirdo who at best will do weird things to my feet, or at worst will leave my head in a grocery bag on the side of I-9 or something.
No, I've definitely had that too, and I don't know, I guess too on Grindr, but not strictly, and
well, it's at a lot of places. Like, I think Grindr got a lot worse after, like, Craigslist personal ads went down. Because Craigslist personal ads, I genuinely believe, was, like, this hive point of, like, okay, if you want to go for some weird sex shit and you're just looking Go to Craigslist. Go
Right.
to those personal ads. Go for men, women for women, men for whatever fucking combination you wanted. And that's where you went. And then, like, as soon as that got shut down, because Craigslist didn't want that being associated with themselves anymore, they're like, I don't want serial killers and weird pedos on here. That they all just unanimous, like, just shifted to Grindr.
Yeah, for sure. To flip into the good side of, you know, like, sex while trans and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's better.
It's better, but no, I mean, like, I don't know. I was interviewing someone I used to do legal stuff with for Planned Parenthood. Not even legal stuff. That sounds so serious, but stuff.
Yeah, suing people who have pregnancies to get them in the abortion ring.
No, literally just, like, desperately trying to talk to, like, fucking local congressmen, like, not even them, just their fucking aides who would be late to the meetings.
All the, you know, very important, but also equally not that exciting activist work.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, she was a very lovely and very open, willing to talk to me trans woman, and, you know, she mentioned how, because, you know, I asked her about, like, dysphoria and kind of how she, not got over it, but, like, how she's learned to live with it and cope with it, and she mentioned how, with her, dating a trans woman was a big help for her, and she said, you know, she commented on how healing T for T relationships can be. And I was just kind of like, oh, because, like, at the time of this interview, I wasn't still with the nasty cis man I mentioned before, but it was, like, right after. So I had never even dated a trans person before. And I was like, oh, wow, that sounds so great, but I can't speak to it. And now I've dated a few other trans people, but seriously, I've dated you. And I remember just, like, stumbling upon that interview, like, literally a couple weeks ago, and being like, oh my god, she's so right. Like, can we talk about that? She's so fucking right. T for T love is the best. The point I was originally making was about, like, how freeing it can be sexually, to just be like, man, like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no gender expectations of, like, who should top, or what to call this body part, or, like, how much clothing you do or don't want to remove. Like, I feel like the trans community in general just doesn't care as much.
No, yeah.
And
I mean,
I'm like,
'cause they're
I
usually
love that.
Struggling with
Well,
their
yeah.
own problems. But yeah, I mean, it's just all down to, like, relation of that. I mean, I agree. I think this relationship has certainly helped me a lot with finding myself and kind of coming to terms, and even just, like, helping me with, like, a general kind of mental health. Because I feel like a lot of the times, you know, I dated a lot of cis women. I was swimming in pussy. I couldn't turn a corner without getting a weird goth theater chick to be like, man, you're cute. You wanna watch Chicago?
Oh, no.
And Chicago is great, though.
No, it's really fun.
It's the best one. You know, most of my relationships, for the most part, kind of ended all right. There was some bad ones, especially my last one. I don't want to get into like any kind of personal stuff because I respect their privacy and everything, but they had so much going on with it almost felt like I never like calling myself woke. most people would not describe me as woke, as they should not. But I knew more shit, and was more on a better page than a lot of other people were, and I think a lot of like cis people were kind of attracted to that, and attracted to my like different kind of aesthetics of things and stuff, and they kind of gravitated towards that. But still, like, had this, like, premise of, like, but he must be a man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, they still wanted this, like, metrosexual man. And it was still, like, I still needed to confine in their realm of what was right, but also, you know, like, I couldn't be anything else that was like too weird out of that.
Yeah, I get that a lot. That's kind of, you know, a big part of the point I was making with that one guy of just how it was kind of like, yes, like, I acknowledge you are a trans guy, I will use the right pronouns, but also I'm not going to be attracted to you if you grow body hair. And it was just like, oh, okay, that's weird. And, like, you can come back to that and be like, well, it's personal preference, and you can't control that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but that's weird. Especially just coupled with everything, it's a lot to go into that I won't waste time on. But, like...
No, I mean, yeah, I was just going to say that, like, I remember there was one time, because it's just, like, hit me.
Yeah.
I remember I wore a dress for the first time for the family that was with my ex, like, because I kind of was, like, in this living situation with them.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I wore, like, an outfit, I was, like, looking so fucking punk rock schoolgirl, and it was so cool. And I was like, so, like, I'd shaved my legs, I was feeling great, I had these, like, long socks and everything, and this really cute skirt. I was feeling baller. And literally, like, everyone in that family was like, is this a joke? So funny, it's like watching Monty Python with when the funny British man tries to thank a woman.
Yeah.
It just always came with that kind of shit, and I think, you know, I think I'm stressing my point, but, you know,
Right.
just that general discomfort you have from, because, you know, trans are the minority of populations, really. We're very small, very, despite what Charlie Kirk might tell you in his raving rants on his podcast, but there's not many of us out there, and it's a very complicated situation, and sometimes when you can find someone who can at least understand that,
Oh, yeah.
feels great.
Yeah.
Especially in a romantic context.
I'm trying to think of words to form my point. I might need to take a minute to think, and you edit it out.
So, I mean, there's always edits out. And the secret vault that the secret gay programming vault that we will keep to extend our copyright of properties that we have. Like, maybe I'll do a funny little character, like me.
Oh, I am Gremlin, the Goblin King.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's me, Gremlin, the Goblin King.
Oh my god, you sound like you swallowed a balloon.
I like them.
Can you stop?
We'll put them in the back pocket. We'll put him. We'll put
You put him in the garbage.
No. We'll put
Gremlin in the back pocket.
Did I ever? This is completely fucking unrelated. Did I ever?
Oh really? Is this something related?
Did I ever tell you that one time we were doing like acting things and we were doing different monologues and I was assigned one from Smeagol / Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Speaking of like casting,
Yeah.
how much shit fucking sucks that we will do like literally anything, but we're definitely not doing a trans main character. Fuck that shit.
I remember talking to someone, a cis person, obviously, and we were talking about, like, shows and movies that have trans characters, but not trans actors.
Oh, and that's another thing, too, where it's just like, they'll finally make a movie where it's just like, it's the brave story of a woman coming out to her parents.
Yeah.
And it's, like, played by James Franco.
Well, yeah, no, and, like, I mentioned how bullshit that was, and she was like, oh, well, what if, like, you know, there's not that many trans actors?
Excuse me, Elliot Page, Juno, have you ever heard?
But yeah, so she's like, there's just not that many trans actors, and why should they seek them out when other people can just act trans? And I was like, oh, I fucking got you now. Tell me what acting trans consists of. Unfortunately, she would not elaborate beyond.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's when Mask Off. That's the moment where it's just like, oops, racism.
Yeah. But anyway, back to sex.
I don't know. It's fine with Broadway. You can talk about it. I mean, there's a lot of sex in Broadway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had sex behind a theater. It was a really boring show. What was the best sexual experience you had before me? Of course.
I was about to say, you're just asking me that because you want me to say something you did. You're not fooling anybody. Wow, you're so sneaky, babe. Stealth 100.
I don't know, what do you want to talk about with sexy stuff other than talk about how amazing I am?
How amazing I am, duh. No,
oh,
babe.
you are pretty good.
Aww.
When you suck my
No. I already kind of know the answer just from knowing you, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Have you ever experienced, or what are your thoughts on experiencing, like, dysphoria during sex?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, like...
All the time. I've had so many moments where I've just, like, been disassociate during sex, and I'll just be literally like, oh, God, I literally just want to, like, get clothed.
Yeah.
And, like, so I don't need to stare at myself and my... it's a gross plumber man Italian body.
That is not your body, but whatever, continue.
But you know what I mean. But yeah, that, like, yeah, there's been plenty of times during, just like, it sucks having a body, man.
It does.
It sucks. Why can't we just be like ethereal beings?
I agree. I've been saying it this whole time.
Man, like, why is it like every single trans person, like, whenever you ask them, like, oh, hey, dog,
who addresses someone like, oh, hey, dog,
Well, they're confused. They don't know whether to say man, woman, they. There's so many genders. It's fucking crazy. So they're like, hey, what's up, dog? So, like, what's don't laugh, man. You're making me. So what's your superpower, man? What's your superpower?
Shape-shifting.
Yeah, and everybody says shape-shifting.
Yeah, well...
And we all just want to escape our ethereal body.
Incorporeal.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Aw, that's okay,
I'm just some
baby.
dumb broad.
Yeah, you sit over there and look pretty. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess I definitely felt that, but I don't know, I feel like, except for some very specific instances, I'm generally okay with my lower half on account of me being chronically a bottom. But
because of your huge dick?
Yeah.
It's like fucking massive, man. I get scared.
Yep, that's what I have. But yeah, no, like, I'm generally fine with my lower half, but, like, pre-top surgery, oh man, like, I would throw this one out there for any of the trans mask folks who bind. I'm sure y'all might know what trans tape is. Don't buy sports tape from Walgreens and assume it'll work just as well, and also don't do it to the extent that you have permanent scars on your rib cage from blisters, because guess who learned that one the hard way? I did bind a lot, and also it just kind of got to the point where, like, if I had, like, a consistent partner, they would just stop, like, because they would get to this kind of awkward point where they'd be like, oh, I want you to take your hoodie off, and I'd be like, nah. Like, I'm fine with this progressing, but no, I'm not doing that. And they were like, oh, okay, which is fine. But it did get to this very funny point where people would just kind of know to not suggest that. Because it's true, like, there was, like, a solid year of my life where I was like, I'm not having sex without a hoodie on. Like, it's just not happening.
It's a good look. It's a good look.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, you solved the predicament of, like, after you have sex and you're like, man, I need to, like, go get water, but I'm, like, naked. You just got a fucking full outfit already there.
Full outfit.
Yeah, show a little booty on the bottom, but hey, man.
Well, I don't know about all that. Considering I lived with my mother at the time, I don't think I'd be walking out with no pants.
Sup, Mom?
Yeah, I don't...
Just fuck someone.
I don't know about that. Fuck, that's another question, though. You ever been walked in on? This is not trans-related.
I've been walked in on when I was having a Grindr date.
Really?
Yeah, I had
By your mom?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like fucking 40 years old, man.
How did she react?
Oh, fucking horribly.
I bet.
Horribly, yeah. I was crying. I thought she was
Aw.
gonna like fucking kick me out. And
That's sad. I expected this to be funny. That's
no,
sad.
it's not. It's not funny.
Well, I didn't think it'd be funny, but I don't know. I thought
This
you
isn't
just...
a funny podcast. You think I'm making jokes, you son of a bitch? This is real life, you motherfucker.
No, I was expecting something of you being like, she grounded me for 2 weeks. I don't know. I thought it'd be stupid.
No, I felt ashamed. I felt ugly, and I felt because I was
Aw.
cheating on someone too while I did that, and like I was literally like to the point where I was, that was just like, it was really bad. It was not a fun time. So kids, don't download Grindr. It's literally the worst thing ever.
It's very true.
And also, while you're at it, fucking delete Instagram. But, go to my page before The Real Static Scum. Still go there. That's the way. Really, I'll create an Instagram app that just goes directly to my page, and that's the only page you can go to.
What about mine?
No.
Aww.
That will be a separate premium package offered.
Yeah.
By the Static Scum Instagram app.
Oh wow, they always get you with those like, oh, you need a monthly membership fee.
Oh damn, do they ever? And we're gonna get these fuckers.
This isn't really a sex story, but kind of related, kind of funny. So for a while, well, I mean, I still own it, but at one point I got an STP/Packer, and if you don't know what an STP is, stand to pee. It looks like a pee-pee, and you can pee while standing. That's all it does. Which I have never successfully done, by the way. I can't position it.
I don't believe I've ever seen it successfully used other than like in marketing ads.
Right?
Like, I don't feel like I've ever seen anyone go like, and I use this every time.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I see people who post like, oh yeah, here's like a hack for when you do it, but like, I've never met someone who's
it's
like,
a hack. Just take a knife and cut a bigger hole.
No, people being like, oh, here's how you store it and clean it subtly or like whatever. So you're not walking around with pee-pee dick. But anyway, so I owned one, and it was just like this little fucking like 3-inch hollow, not realistic, just like very obviously not for anything more than putting in your pants so you can be like, ha, I have a bulge. Look at me. But anyway, my mom, while going through my stuff, which she never really did, she wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna snoop and invade his privacy. She didn't care. But I was moving, and she was like, I want his fucking stuff out of here, so I'm just gonna move it myself. She goes through my stuff, and she has it, and she looks at me with this fucking, like, gotcha face expression, as if I wasn't already, like, 19 at the time, with a very obvious and open sexual relationship, or, like, sexual habits. And she goes, oh, I found your dildo. And I was just looking at it like, Mom, do you think I am getting pleasure from 2 inches of hollow silicone penis that like bends and like is not hard whatsoever?
Where's your anal beads? Where is it?
Yeah, no, and I also just love like everything about it was so funny too. 'Cause also just like the idea that say it was a dildo. Mm-hmm. Like, what am I gonna do? Okay, congrats, you found my dildo, Mom.
Like, she cracked the case.
Yeah.
My son's a sex addict.
Oh yeah.
Found a dildo.
Found a dildo.
Case closed.
Yeah. I want to know what her motivation was for telling me.
Bored. I'm just bored.
This will get him. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was really stupid and funny.
Yeah, no, my parents would just like be very sheepish if they ever found like my sex toys and stuff.
Really?
I think one time this is kind of a funny story, I guess.
Yeah.
Where I think one of my moms like thought like I must be hurting myself or was scared that I was might be hurting myself. Like there was literally one time I walked into my room and I found on my office desk like what to do if you have like an anal cut or something. Like
yeah.
I don't know, I forget what the medical contusion would be or something. But it's just basically like, here's how you can what you do and what like how you prevent anything, like stop and bacterial stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Mom, I don't need this. I'm a size queen. I'm used to this.
One time my mom walked into my room when I was like 15 and I was taking nudes. And that was unpleasant.
My parents have seen nudes of mine, but they've never walked in with me taking one.
Why have your parents seen nudes of yours?
Well, because there was times where they like, before I had locks on my phone, sometimes they would like search through it.
Really?
There was literally one time where I was like just venting to one of my friends about my mom's, and she literally took it being like, he wants me dead.
Oh my
He
gosh.
wants me. He is, very typical
I'm
Italian
not gonna reveal your mom's names, but I know exactly which mom that is.
You know what? I'll say their names.
Don't out her.
I'll say their names right now.
Okay.
Joe Biden.
My mom said some shit. She's never like gone through my phone or gone through my stuff just because like she was always very like, yeah, you make your own mistakes. I'm not gonna involve myself in that, which I suppose there should have totally been times where she did intervene more, but also as a sneaky little child who wanted to get away with stuff. It was great.
Yeah, it's
Dumb
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, the system works.
System works.
If our parents are miserable and always at work, they can't tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this episode's all over the place.
Hmm?
This episode's all over the place.
All the episodes are all over the place. I don't
guess
think there's
so.
anything wrong with that. That's like literally the whole point.
I suppose. Sometimes I feel bad though, and I'm like, man, we should really be more focused. And I'm like, I can't though. My brain
Fuck!
doesn't.
I don't care. 3 white guys from Boston are able to make $100,000 per month by literally just being white guys on a microphone. I don't see why 2 beautiful trans fucks can do the same. I don't see like fuck. I don't see that. As long as we fill the time, as long as we fill the lives of these beautiful gay fucks with some laughs and jokes and observations, I don't give a fuck what we do.
You're totally right. I do want to try to be kind of useful though. So, do you enjoy anything in terms of like lessening dysphoria during sex? Have you found anything that you're like, oh, this helps not make it miserable for me?
Masturbation.
I guess, yeah, self-love is very valid.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, or just, date a trans person who gets it. Like, because especially with the whole, like, body thing and feeling, like, dysphoric, I wish I had more answers about how to feel less so. But, basically, my answer is, try your best to ignore it. And I guess that's the only way that I've been able to cope with it. And I mean, there's more to it. I think there is more of like understanding of what your body is and why you are sad and what is making you feel dysphoric and, is that a realistic observation of you, or is that something that's like heightened through your own inadequacies? Yeah, I if you have any solutions, I'd love to hear them. But yeah, basically my thing is just be around people who get it more, because you'll be more comfortable if you have relations with people who I don't know. I'm not saying strictly only date trans people. If there's a cis guy who...
That's what I'm saying. No,
I mean, it's a valid point. I don't take points off. But, you know, if you find the love of your life in a cis person and they're willing to learn and, you know, try to be a cool person, that's all sweet and everything. And I cherish those people, you know, if they really are genuine and everything.
They're not all bad. But
yeah, like RuPaul's pretty cool.
Fuck off. I mean, I don't know. I guess if I had to answer the question for myself, horrible way to word this, and bear with me because it's not gonna sound good right off the top. But just stop caring. And what I mean by that is like.
I think that's valid.
Well, yeah. I just mean like the more I learn about like myself, and also wisdom that comes from being trans for an admittedly small but, you know, sizable number of years, and just having life experiences and whatnot, the more I'm kind of discovering and feeling like, man, shit is so much better everywhere in life if you just kind of like, reality can be whatever I want, and just like, at the end of the day, like, whatever makes you happy is what makes you happy, and really, none of it matters. Like, you can...
Well, I think what you're trying to say, too, and, you know, stop me if I'm wrong, but, you know, especially with there being options, like testosterone, or estrogen, or body modification, surgery of, like, full facial reconstruction and all that. Not doubting anyone who takes those options or anything like that, but, you know, also at the same time, I think there's a certain quest a lot of people have where they're like, oh, I have to, like, look exactly like that image that I have in my head, without ever giving themselves the credence to see the unique aspects of themselves that make them beautiful. Like, you know, I like right now, I'm in the midst of questioning if I want to go on estrogen, and you know, considering like what that can do for my body and everything like that. And, you know, like every time I try to look at it, I get this like physical like revulsion in my stomach, because I'm uncomfortable. I'm like scared of like trying to become more of a woman by visually trying to modify my body to meet the standards of what a woman typically looks like. And I think that pursuit, which is fine if you're willing to take that, but also there's nothing wrong with me classifying myself as a woman in the body that I have. And the same goes with if you're saying you're a man with big old honkers or whatever. I don't know. I guess that's kind of my end of my point.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely a big part of it. And thank you for sharing your experiences. I always want to encourage that. But, like, I think kind of the point I was kind of getting towards was, you know, specifically for sex anyway. You know, like, if you want to call your dick a clitoris and that's how it feels to you and that's what feels good to you, then do it. Like, there's no rule book somewhere that says, like, oh, you have this body, you have to use these words and fulfill this role in bed. Like, it's also outdated, and really, like, everything means something in terms of what it means to you and its significance and importance to you, but simultaneously, nothing means anything, and you can do what you want. So, like another reason that kind of mindset has been in my brain a lot lately was for a few years I've been debating the technicalities and specifics of my sexuality, because I used to go by bi, and then I went by pan, and then I went by homosexual, but like maybe a woman if it was really the right one, and just like all this shit, none of it really felt right or anything, and I was like, literally the other day I was just like, why am I bothering? Like, why don't I just identify as queer, leave it at that? There's no need to go into anything else. Like, I can just do that. I don't have to explain myself to anyone, or even myself if I don't want to. So yeah, I think with a lot of gender issues and issues in general, I think that's a really important mindset to have, is to just be like, just, feeling X, Y, and Z doesn't mean that you have to call it whatever it is. Like, you can just do shit. Who cares? Like, I can be your girlfriend, boyfriend, and like whatever. Like, it just doesn't matter.
I can be anything that you want. Fuck me. Merry Christmas, everybody. Sorry. Happy holidays.
That was too convincing. They're gonna think you suck.
Happy summer solstice, winter solstice.
I don't think it's summer, babe. I think it's winter.
Okay. One more time.
Okay.
Happy International Detroit Day. What?
You alright over there?
Happy holidays, everybody. The year has been pretty Do I need to do this again? Happy holidays, everybody. I know it's been pretty crazy this year. It's been crazy for all of us, but I hope you're spending time with the people you love. I know that I am, and I know next year it's probably gonna suck still, but we're gonna have good people, and we're gonna try our best to have it good. But still, love you more than anything, bud. People who are listening. And yeah, we have an Instagram. Yeah, it's there. And Static Scum, that's a YouTube page that I operate. And Angsty Vegan is on Instagram. He also has a book. You can see that down below. What's it called?
What's it called? Self-help for real this time.
Self-help for real this time. And
I'm always so shocked whenever you mention the book, because I feel like I forget that I have it, so I'm like, oh shit, I have a book.
Yeah, we might as well add a little credence. And yeah, we have new episodes every other Monday. So we'll see you again real soon. And yeah, love you. Bye.
Stay sexy. Bye.
Bye.